church is close now. Tree cycle. Elise, if you don't understand what's in front of you, it probably means you are facing modern art. George seems to have a particular skill for turning anything into art?
T'es mal le style.
They didn't forget to leave their little gifts everywhere.
Residents of Saint-Exil.
This house no longer serves as a vicarage, if the full letterbox is anything to go by. The devotees deteriorated his facade to intimidate him. I'm on the right track.
I observe you, and I see great suffering in you.
Nothing. George's Museum, for the young and less young. Local museum, artisan workshop, exhibition hall. Exceptional summer event. Meet No-No the robot and take part in his treasure hunt.
You are deeply sad, and yet you persist in not wanting to acknowledge it.
I don't see much. Let's walk with caution.
The situation here has been deteriorating for years, and no one...
1990. Inauguration of George's Museum in the company of St. Exil's mayor. Always up to new challenges, the museum is located to attract people to an isolated part of the village. Facing the power supply issues of St. Exil, George electrically autonomized his museum.
...has come up with solutions to your problems. No one wants to face it, but...
So you're Nico the robot. You don't seem super friendly for something made to amuse kids. Still, he and the museum look shut down for now.
Our village is sick at heart. Here and there...
I have a feeling that we can win gifts and they arrive right in this vase.
Some think that a curse has befallen our lands. Well, these people were right. Saint-Exil is not just a village. This place has a soul. If you've lived here long enough...
George, with the momentary storm, your windmill system went into safety mode and stopped. I wanted to reactivate it, but I couldn't put my hand back on the lever. In the meantime, the museum will remain in the dark.
You've definitely felt it shining through its walls, trees, and cobblestones. At least you could feel it. Something has changed, and it has for too long. A dark and silent poison proliferates in the veins formed by our alleys and ends up washing up at...
So, the wind turbines providing him with power stopped working. I wonder where they are.
Our doors, contaminating us a little more each day. Saint-Exil is not just a village, and its creation is no accident. The ancients never doubted it. Someone, or rather something, greater than us, decided to gather us here a long time ago.
You are on one of the highest points of St. Exil. The Assumption Church was built against the edge of this cliff. This panorama has become an emblematic place for those who like to observe the flora and wildlife of the region.
He made us build this village and protected our ancestors in exchange for his benevolence. Some of us honor him for that. It is the same entity which today has decided to call you to order and punish you. Unlike you, I never doubted its existence.
Wow, I finally got there. St. Exil Church.
And its great power. It chose me to...
Let's find what this church has in store for me. Today a reader, tomorrow a leader. Well, they made sure to enjoy today.
Wisdom. Join us so that this nightmare finally ends. From now on...
That's one elaborate sundial. Despite its look, I'm sure people can still use it. But I have a watch.
You are aware and cannot go back. If you don't bend to his will, you'll... end up paying for it. Only one possible solution is offered to you. Obey!
This smell of dust and candles. No doubt I'm on the right track. I am gonna need a key for this one. This setup looks recent. They probably did it just before the attack on the village. Okay, have some courage, Elise. Tomb of Father Roald, abbot who watched over the population of St. Exel. He dedicated his life to the village and the population. He distinguished himself in particular by his taste for religious, spiritual, and cultural texts. The large library of the Assumption Church is in his image. Shit. What are they doing here? I'm not sure I really want to know. The Angel and the Newborn, unknown artist. This statue is incredible.
The time has come, my friends. Everything has been revealed to me. I understand why the most basic things, like having babies, has been taken from us. Our divinity, that required so much sacrifice, is still not content. The village kids have had it easy for too long. They need to share our burden. It talked to me and asked to surrender them to its will. Generations have forgotten how this village was built. It is time for a history lesson. We placed statues to display each person we sent to sea. In their anonymity, they remind us of the road still to be enjoyed. But be reassured, my devotees, this road is coming to an end. I found a way to communicate with our protector. It has chosen me as its vessel and talked to me so many times. I will finally be able to answer. A few of us were meeting secretly in preparation for our next and last action. It will all be revealed to you tonight after the festivities. Do not enter the crypt yet. I have the answers you have all been looking for. I will remove this poison from our lives. This staging was prepared while the population was at the festivities. The population of St. Exel being already fragile. I dare to imagine the trauma of people if they had been exposed to this. This letter fell to the ground when the devotees wreaked havoc here. I would like to warn that with the escalation of tensions with the sect in St. Exel, it is very likely that they will come after our church or its parishioners in the near future. Well, you saw that one coming for sure. It must have taken a lot of time to set up all this staging. A lot of struggling souls probably joined the devotees over time. A sheet is hidden under this pile of books. Father, I have heard noises coming from the crypt several times. It is during the night when I prepare the Mass that I hear them. Isn't the crypt supposed to be unlocked only once a year?
The door is locked up tight when I want to access it. Interesting. This book traces the entire history of the church and the creation of this cross. I'll take it with me for my bedtime reading. This church seems to hide a lot of secrets from me. The Assumption Memorial Cross. It was created in honor of the people who participated in the prosperity of St. Exel. Looking more closely at the cross, one has the impression that some parts can be interlocked on the sides. The annual High Mass is still maintained for the day after the Feast of the Village. Like previous years, we are expecting many of you. The sect had chosen the right place and the right time to strike a blow. The De Vignaux Mausoleum. They played an important part in the development of St. Exel. This family was in charge of the local agriculture. They ultimately defended the village by burning their own crops. The flower house was once their home, but it is now owned by the town. Tomb of the Dureau family who contributed greatly to the creation of the port of St. Exel. The fishing activity was so important that the family built their house at the end of the quays. They thus were the first informed of the contents of the merchants' cargoes in St. Exel. An envied position. St. Exel also has its little jokers who come to tag everything they find. Excellent. I could move faster with such a bike, but with these ghosts on the road, I really wouldn't be discreet. There are no bad moments to officialize a bond. Bulletin from the city of St. Exel. The structure has been weakened and water can infiltrate the wall. The town will start the repairs soon so they can avoid a collapse before winter. Doesn't look like they had time. Planks removed. This should weaken this son of a brick.
You'll figure this one out easily, I hope. The prizes obtained do not engage the responsibility of George's workshop in the event of bodily injuries or even severe burns.
never betrayed by our steeds. I only took a few riding lessons when I was little, but from memory, you can't trust these beasts. So I'm going to have to disagree. Tomb of the Duc de Bliard. He was in charge of defending St. Exil's agricultural and maritime activities. The White Manor is one of the vestiges of this family, who still live in the region. An ingenious system initially developed for its moats made it possible to send water to different parts of the village. I am gonna need a key for this one. We both knew you couldn't resist me. We both knew you couldn't resist me. I could attach this laser to my gun, see if that makes me more precise. I'm certainly not done with the place.
Pierre? This is going to sound ridiculous, but I needed to talk to you, so here I am. I know it's not a phone, and you're not on the other side, but I make do with what I have. The evenings are long without you, and I miss our discussions. I'm locked up because of the monsters, so I have to find something to take care of. You'll never believe me, but I've discovered a new passion, making bullets for my pistol. It has become my comforting little evening ritual. And then I read newspapers or documents that I found. I try by all means to discover information that would allow me to understand what is happening here. When I can't sleep, I sort my tapes and listen to your songs again. This is by far my favorite time of the day. Well, it's already very late.
I have to go to this crypt. I feel that I am close to my goal.
And I have a long day ahead of me tomorrow. I'm going to bed. Sweet dreams.
Happens. Double bad luck for you. The other manhole is open. I'm going to push that plank. Ingeniosity is the key. Now that I have the key, I will finally find out what is hiding behind this restaurant. These docks look different. This side must be less frequented by tourists. The sect has already been there. They were really harassing people wherever they were. This door can be unlocked from the other side. This is a sea organ. It turns waves into music. That's poetic. Nothing. Town of St. Exel. Following on the storm warning, fishermen's lockers need to be emptied earlier this year. Please get your number plates back on the board and revert your locker's codes to their initial values. P.S. In case you forgot, the initial code is your number plate number. Let me get this straight. 2 of the lockers were not emptied, so I need to find 2 boat number plates out there. With a bit of luck, the fishermen didn't change the code.
Good luck with this puzzle. It would be funny if this table said interesting things at times, wouldn't it?
No puzzle can resist me.
Ne m'oublie pas.
This boat has a number plate. No use for you now. This key will allow me to explore the church a little more. I've seen the same kind of lock around. I have nothing to put on that cross now.
It was really soporific, but I managed to finish the book found in the church. There is a lot of information about this place and the village in general. It's sad, but it wasn't such a bad evening in comparison. If we go back many centuries, St. Exel experienced a much more sumptuous period. Originally, this village was only a small fishing hamlet by the sea, but it was located on the only road between two larger villages on the coast. It is with the cooperation of 4 great figures that the village developed and experienced its greatest activity. the Vigneaults, who ensured the agricultural activity of the village, the Derault family, who were dedicated to fishing activities, the Duc de Bliard, who ensured the defense of the village with his soldiers, and finally the Abbot Royot, in charge of the spirituality through its church. Thanks to the progress brought by this collaboration, St. Exel had been able to develop for 100 years. But, sadly, during the following centuries, the village did not know the destiny that we imagined, and this prosperity turned into a distant memory. In remembrance of this period, which still resonates until today, these personalities were honored with the presence of a tomb that are located in the narthex?
Hello, Francois. I heard the cult vandalized your property. You have my full support in this ordeal. Glad the storage room is useful to someone here. Leave your things there as long as necessary. P.S. Regarding the flower house garden door, the mayor gave me the handle they used to unlock it. I left it here.
And in the transept of the church. They also built a cross at the end of the Assumption Church that is a receptacle for 4 plates, each illustrating one of the families. Once a year, these plaques are gathered and placed on the cross to allow the inhabitants of St. Exel to have a moment of commemoration for its history and its ancestors.
During the night from Saturday to Sunday, the property of the presbytery was degraded by the people claiming to be devotees. Given the amount of the damage, the town of St. Exel made the flower house available to its owners as a courtesy residence. They probably wanted to intimidate him, or to keep him quiet.
While I was crossing the church to reach the altar, I noticed light coming from an inaccessible room located just below. It's probably a kind of forbidden crypt? But then why would there be light inside? Considering the police are looking for cult members, this would be a perfect place for them to regroup in total secrecy. There's a procedure to follow to unlock the crypt's access, but it's going to be complicated. The door lock is linked to a mechanism inside the memorial cross. If I place 4 commemorative plates, the cross will unlock the door automatically. Well, supposedly, at least. Right now, only one of the 4 plates is inserted on this cross. The one honoring the Duc de Bliard. The others are scattered in various places in St. Exel. I have to go to the church to learn a little more about the other plates. They seem to be commemorating specific families whose tombs are inside the church itself. My investigation is turning into a treasure hunt. How great. Last note. Based on the documents, the key that unlocks most of the doors in the church is hidden at the heart of the cross, and I can already access it.
Exponential growth experiment. Do not touch with your hands. Can induce dreamlike experiences. The ornithologist observed the behavior of the birds in contact with these weird rocks. Note for the ornithologist experimenting in our vegetable garden. We are happy to lend you a corner of the garden, but please do not occupy the rest of the space. Your birds seem to go completely crazy inside their cages. I've taken it upon myself to release them.
Since I deactivated the jammer on the keys of St. Exel, the fountains react sort of like portals, allowing me to see the village.
A lot of activity probably took place here in the past, but it quickly became dismal once the monks had left.
Under the snow, as if I was switching over several months later and rediscovering everything in another season.
It must have taken a hell of a lot of wood to heat this building. I wonder if they spent more time chopping wood or reading. Woodcutter monks.
When I approach Rocky from the fountain, the water gradually begins to light up. If the pebble comes into contact, everything changes immediately. I can... literally change the weather in St. Exel on command.
Abbot Roald commemorative plate. Let's find you a place back on that cross.
I read somewhere that the fountains were built a very long time ago, and that their source is the same groundwater deep under the village. That doesn't explain to me why it does that, but I prefer to warn you. Do you think there would be the same type of rock under the village directly? The only downside to all this is that triggering the storm using the rock doesn't work if it's snowing. And, well, it's super cold, too.
This is the boat I was looking for. Le Scale, Sailor's Aperitif. Available in all grocery stores. I hate this drink. You are near one of the entrances to the White Manor. This path is directly connected to its water system. The Duc de Bliard built its various accesses to defend St. Exel from potential assault. Ultimately never used, over time it ended up a piece of decoration. The de Bliard family made their own wine? That's not very common in the area. I wonder if it's good. Completely locked. Nothing. In front of you is the moat system devised by the Duc de Bliard. This system has undergone some modernization over time. Through a rather elaborate logic, the moat can direct its water to supply the Assumption Church, the Flower House, and even the Darreau property at the edge of the quays. Even if this system has some electrical assistance to facilitate its use, the operation of the system remains fairly basic. I'm missing something to operate this. The wheel won't budge in this weather. I'm missing something to operate this. The mechanism seems to be stuck because of the low temperatures. I can't push it. I like you. You like me. We should hang. I should keep an eye on the time. Back in the city, I knew a few trendies that would kill for this perfectly normal item.
Yu-Gi-Oh!
I know that Heritage Day is coming up soon, but I won't be there to open my garden. The manager of the Panier à Crabe restaurant, who is a friend, has a duplicate of the key. He must surely keep the key safe there. I'll let you see that with him. Regards. The artificial canal in front of you finds its source at the White Manor. The fresh water that came in abundantly made it easier to clean fishing products, as the winter cold can freeze the water and cause this canal to burst. The city built a system to control how much water arrives here at the White Manor. Completely locked. Hey, beauty. There is a cross at the church waiting for you. All right.
Ne m'oublie pas.
Nice. I will be able to fire more bullets with this new magazine. Not this again. These cabinets were in the lighthouse, too. They record signals coming from the sea. What were they trying to listen to? I recognize this computer. It's in the lighthouse, too. Enter coordinates. What coordinates? These signals they receive, are they talking? Is it even for us? What are you doing here? Is that a message for them? Are they using these antennas? Forgotten that tree. All right.
Behind all great puzzles lies an even greater man. Let's meet in my very own George workshop to collect your prize. Well, if you can solve this.
The flower house once belonged to the Vineo family, which played a leading role in local agriculture. The basement illustrating the former activities of the family can be visited during Heritage Days. An ingenious controllable water supply system of the White Manor made it possible to supply the property if necessary. Ran out of battery a long time ago. Makes this whole house seem stuck in time. I swear, officer, it's not a break-in. The back door was open. Someone left a tape. Journaling is not just for grown-ups.
Since we are moving again, the electrician came to change the old fuse code in the basement. Because you weren't there, he asked me for a code, and I want to play a game. You never play with me, so now you will have to find the answer all by yourself. It's a 4-digit code. The first is the hour on the living room clock, the one you never replaced the batteries for. Then I put the minute. And then I put the number of boat sails in the house. Have fun!
I have never seen a ship like this. Nothing. I like the colors of this boat. I would like to be very small and climb in it. Yar! Ran out of battery a long time ago. Makes this whole house seem stuck in time. The door is blocked by the snow. The plate is right there, just in front of me. It was complicated, but we always knew you would end up in my hands. resist me.
Behind all great puzzles lies an even greater man.
I'm done with you.
Progress!
Yes! Here we are. I will finally find out what this crypt is hiding from me. Crypt. The desecrations of tombs and vaults. Everything was true. Badges and clothing stolen from Lacren. The devotees planned to strike a blow and take control of the lighthouse. At the same exact moment, people discovered their sordid staging in the church.
Remember that if you are here with me tonight, it's because it has chosen you too, my most devoted. We have been preparing for months. the direction of our destiny will finally shift. We've done...
I understand why the town stopped ordering these. Know what? I will help myself. Generously.
everything the Protector wanted us to do. We offered it the bodies of all those who wronged it. Each family, through generations, has repaid its debt. Their children's turn has come. Tomorrow, and that's a promise, we will finally...
They still had some gas in the tank. They were not ready to stop anytime soon.
Be able to get in touch with it. Many people will stand in our way, but their efforts will be in vain. Once the village feast is over, when people will discover our messages in the church, we will infiltrate the lighthouse and take over the basement. We know that the Rock Elseware has equipment to send the message, and
This music sheet must be important if she hid it here. It must allow access to information that she kept preciously for herself. Yes. To complete such maps, she most likely found a high vantage point.
we'll use it to contact our divinity. Patrick, you will block the front door of the lighthouse so that no one can get out. Hélène, you will help me in the basement. As for the others, you will take care of sending our new offerings. The information that you stole from the ornithologist at the top of the bell tower was decisive. He thought he understood the world by observing the air, without knowing that the truth was hiding at the bottom of our sea. These observations and the offerings we made from the beaches of Saint-Exil allowed me to know where the entity was waiting for us to contact it. Doubt may cross your minds this last night, but be reassured. All our spiritual pains are also our chances of redeeming ourselves. We have reached the point of no return. Tomorrow is our big day. Rest and meet me near the lighthouse at 11 a.m.
Too many people have access to this damn bell tower, so the craftsman installed a system for me to block the door. Since I'm the only one who knows about music, you'll all have to go through me. Well, I'm going to need to learn the organ to continue upstairs. If I'm good enough, I'll make a duet with Pierre. The atmosphere is incredible. That bell is gigantic, but this one won't bring chocolate eggs for Easter anymore. This ornithologist had the courage to go upstairs every time? Either you're committed, or you aren't. I really hope to find answers to my questions. No doubt, there was an ornithologist here. There are most likely no better places to study birds and nature. This chair is completely torn up. You spent a lot of time here, didn't you? Compilation of observations on nature and animals. This document is heavy. He's been compiling information for months and months. It will take me some time to study it. Please bring me some answers. I'm so tired. He also left me some kind of nautical maps. That's the sea depth of the village's surroundings. Pages seem to have been torn out of these documents. She must have found a place to send the signal and kept it to herself. I will probably be able to sort through the tapes the spy stole and find out if the lighthouse had any luck recording this thing underwater. With these maps, it will give me the right spot to send that signal. But I need to read through this all first.
Did I ever tell you about the sea columns? It's the only thing I like about this hell. If you could see them, you would love them too. These are huge columns of water that start from the sea and rise slowly towards the sky, to infinity. They exude a feeling of quiet strength, serene power. They carry with them rocks which gravitate alongside them throughout their ascent. I don't know how to describe it, but I feel almost calm looking at them. Still, I don't think we should be fooled by their placid appearance. Inside, thunder and flashes rage silently, reminding us that they are inhabited by a formidable energy. Moreover, they also emit strange and deaf noises, like an animal cry or a complaint. Anyway. I'm not the only one to be fascinated by this show. Birds and seagulls are attracted to these columns and flock to their base by the hundreds. They fly around for hours, as if waiting for something. I'm always afraid they'll get caught, but the columns are gentle giants. One thing is certain. I will continue to admire them from the cliff.